And we are back. Pokemon Sun, Hardcore Nuzlocke, the run continues. We've got one more Trial Captain, we've got one more Totem Pokemon, and then we've got the Ultra Space Battle against Lusamine, and everything is nearing the end here. On top of that, we get the Alolan Executor. We found him in Pony Wilds. Really good stuff there. Leafstone for the evolution, gets the Dragon Hammer as well. So let's go ahead and dive into that first battle and see what happens. All right, it is now time to take on Hapu, the final island kahuna in this game. She focuses mainly on ground type Pokemon. We send out the Toucannon to try and get some massive Feather Dance down on the Dugtrio just to trim that attack down as much as we can. However, the Sandstorm kicks up and gives Dugtrio that 20% evasion. We do manage to land the second one, so now she is working with a -2 attack. Really good. We are going all in for a second one, but we can't get it. We flinch in the Sandstorm, and now we are looking pretty rough. So right here, we're going to pivot into the Wishy-Washy and see if we can continue that trend of hampering the Dugtrio's attack. It's a not very effective pivot, so you'll love to see that. We don't have Feather Dance, but we do have Tearful Look, which will basically substitute as a Growl, and Dugtrio is now at -3 attack. The Sandstorm goes down, meaning Dugtrio is probably going to use another turn for another Sandstorm, which it does. We get the second tier look, which now is -4 on the Dugtrio as far as attack is concerned. And if it's hampering a Stab Earthquake to that degree, you know you're feeling pretty good about it. So Dugtrio is now -5 after that last Tearful Look. Toucannon's bleeding out, Wishy-Washy is bleeding out, but really the long con here is just paving the way for the Lurantis. We have leftovers on her, we have Swords Dance and Leaf Blade, and that is really going to be our money maker. The only problem with Lurantis sweeps is that Lurantis is very slow in nature, and we just got to watch out for that. However, we pivot into the Mudsdale, just kind of test the waters here, because I did want to pivot into the Toucannon one more time to get a perfect Earthquake pivot, but it's too risky just in case Dugtrio goes for another move. So we just get the Lurantis right in there. We also have Protect to kind of cheese the leftovers and maybe get a potential extra heal, but we do have to watch out for those flinches from the Iron Head. So we get one Swords Dance down. The leftovers doing work. Another Sandstorm comes down though, and that is going to kind of cancel out our leftovers, unfortunately, and it's also going to give Dugtrio that 20% evasion. So now I'm kind of flirting with it. I'm like, what do we do? Do we do Protect? We block the Iron Head, but really it's kind of a moot point because the leftovers and Sandstorm just do the same thing. So a good theory on paper and in nature, but not great in practice, especially with the sand just buffeting us. So we got to watch out for that. We are max attack now, +6, so we're just cheesing another Protect just because we can, and really no problem there. And now we are ready to sweep the team. Unfortunately, the flinch does come down, and that means the Sandstorm is going to kick back up for the third time in this fight, and now we are off to the races. The Brick Break comes down and one-shots the Dugtrio. The Sandstorm continues to chip, which is unfortunate. The Flygon comes in, and unfortunately, Flygon is going to be faster than us, and it's going to get this Stab Dragon Breath off, and I know we can tank it, but we are just going to be holding on with no HP, and we're going to be in a very difficult position. But we're +6. We've got to lock in. We've got to just go all in while we can. Thankfully, we dodged the paralysis there as well. Really flirting with it. Lurantis drops into the red for a moment. The leftovers for reprieve. We are chilling at 32 HP, and we can one-shot the Mudsdale if we outspeed. So I don't know. Mudsdale and Lurantis are both very, very slow in nature, and that's why I'm going to check my Mudsdale speed stat here. And really, we can roll it all on the speed battle, but I was also thinking, hey, maybe let's just Protect and block whatever Mudsdale's going to do and maybe see what he was thinking. Like, what are they going to do? And I do go for the Protect. And in this moment, I'm like, oh my God, we blocked the Z-Power, we blocked the Tectonic Rage, but then I remember the Z-Power still goes through the Protect. It just blocks most of the damage. And unfortunately, as you see, the Sandstorm is still up. So mad respect to Lurantis for eating that and living. However, the miscalculation with the Sandstorm was too much to bear. So really, in retrospect, I should have just rolled the speed battle, and if we would have attacked first, we would have cleared the Mudsdale. So it's just really unfortunate, but it's stuff like that. Look at that defense, though. I don't even know if we would have been able to do anything, though. We were +6 with the Praying Mantis, though, so we probably would have one shot. And if the Palossand is faster than the pony, then I think our Lurantis would have been. Anyways, hindsight is always 2020, and we are just duking this out with the steed. We have the pile of sand, we have the sandcastle, and we do take down Hapu's ace. So really good stuff there. And then the Gastrodon comes down, and we do have a 4x Giga Drain lined up. It is not enough to one-shot, and we're going to have to tank this Muddy Water, which is stab super effective, and the Palossand holds on, gets the defensive buff. It's not going to matter, though, as the Giga Drain comes down and finishes the final Kahuna fight. We did have to pay a price. Lurantis goes down. That speed stat is really hard to work around, but I really enjoy using Lurantis for the time that we had her, or we had him. But rest easy, friend. Let's move on to the final totem battle. All right, we are 3 trainers shy of taking on that the Komomo, the dragon fighting totem, and we run into this boy. I believe it was Hiroshi or Hiroshio, something along those lines, an ace trainer, of course, always lingering around the corner, and the Absol comes down, and it does get off a very nice sucker punch. We respond with the Dragon Hammer with our Alolan Executor. Really good stuff. The leftovers for reprieve, and I'm just like, okay, let's just 2-tap, no problem. And out of nowhere, Absol uses me first, steals our Dragon Hammer, and then puts us down with our own move. I almost dropped the laptop. I could not believe this, and we send in the Ninetales to avenge the broken, and look at that smug Absol knowing exactly what he did. Puts down our Alolan Executor, and we respond, and Absol does fall, and my gosh, I was just so surprised. And then on top of it, they send out my favorite Pokemon, Lapras. So just mad respect to this ace trainer. He knew what he was getting into. The brine comes down, Ninetales holds on. This is a beautiful battle here between Lapras and Ninetales. Just they are arguing over who is more majestic, who is worthy of the glory. And honestly, I think it's a fair fight here as the Dazzling Gleam comes down, responding with the brine. However, the brine is double damaged because we were in the yellow, very close to disaster. Almost lost 2 in the same fight. We pivot to the Wishy-Washy, who can take that neutral, or I should say not very effective water, as well as ice type moves, which is really clean. The big boy Wishy-Washy tanks that, and we go in for a full team beat up here onto the chubby, friendly Loch Ness Monster. So we are going to take that. We clear this ace trainer, and now let's go see what that totem Pokemon had in store for us. All right, in our first attempt, we threw out the Mimikyu, and we had the level 48 level cap because we matched the Kahuna previously. However, this time I wanted to be even more strict on it and just match the totem Pokemon, so we did not go past level 45, and that is key because that means Mimikyu does not learn the Play Rough move until 46. So that means we cooked up this Rabombi strategy here. We predicted the Protect, which is beautiful, and we used that moment to get a Calm Mind off. And because of the cute little Rabombi speed stat, we knew that we were going to go first. So now the Protect is down. I don't believe Komodo would go for 2 Protects in a row. We all in on the Z power. We get the, Twinkle Tackle, which is going to be 4 times super effective on top of double damage because of the Z power. And I do not believe anyone can survive that sheer amount of damage, and the ace falls. So we took everything that we learned in the first attempt and we really put it to practice, especially here. And then with a blink of her eyes, the other little guy, the Prevo of Komodo, goes down as well, which is just beautiful. We took one of the harder trials if you don't have a fairy type and turned it into one of the easiest ones. It's really scary with that Protect, as Komodo can cheese the Z power, the Z move, but thankfully we learned from the Mimikyu failure of the past and completely clutched it this time around. All that leaves is the Ultra Space Lusamine. Let's go. All right, it is now time to take on Lusamine in Ultra Space. And last time we lost, I think, 2-3 Pokemon here, but we were already running out of squad mates. But I misspoke. She does not get the Omni Boost for every single Pokemon. Instead, they all get a +1 in a different or specific skill category. So for Clefable here, she actually gets a +1 in special defense. For Lilligant, it's going to be special attack, and so on and so forth. So that's not as bad as it could be, but that's still quite a lot of help on her side. But everybody leveled up to 50. My game plan here is going to be the Rabombi coming in and just trying to sweep or get as many Pokemon as we can. Given his speed and utility, we're really going to lean heavily into that. So first, we're just going to set up the light screen and try to stop the Clefable from shooting a bunch of Moonblast at us, and hopefully no massive metronomes here. Psycho Boost comes down. That does a good chunk of damage, but Clefable's special attack harshly falls, and that's actually going to play right into our hand. We will absolutely take that. So we have the light screen protecting us. We have the leftovers to give us some more health back as we try to set up, and we were going to use Calm Mind, but Rabambi just learned Quiver Dance, so not only are we raising our special defense, oh my god, the critical hit comes down, and if we didn't get crit there, I think we could have basically swept. Now we still have the light screen. And Clefable's special defense is down. So I could potentially try to pivot to Mimikyu and go for another sweep, and Mimikyu's special defense is incredibly high. That could be our backup plan. I think that's our best bet. I'm going to go for it. I don't want to lose Rabambi. Okay, so we're going to have to eat that critical right on top. We're going to have to eat this Moonblast now as well. It does literally nothing because of the decoy, but we have lost that. But really, we don't need 6 turns to set up with the Mimikyu. We only need 3 because Swords Dance does 2. So not all help is lost. Please just be a silly move with the metronome. It's just Hail. Hail is okay. It's going to do some chip. It's going to do some chip for sure. That's not the best, but we don't have leftovers, but that's just 8 HP. No problem. We're going to get the second Swords Dance in here. And as long as we can stay relatively healthy, nothing crazy. Cross Poison, that's super effective! And it's a critical. That's not super effective because Ghost cancels out, but my god, the damages. I think we have to go one more, and Mimikyu is super fast, so we should be able to blitz down at least the next one. The Cosmic Power comes down. That's no problem. The hail comes down, and Clefable's not getting hit by the hail. That is super interesting. Oh, it's because it has Magic Guard, so it blocks that. Well, we are maxed attack. It's do or die now. The question is, do we use the Z power? Clefable, can we? We need to finish the Clefable right here, I think. So do we just lean in to the... or do we save it for a different Pokemon? Because I'm pretty sure we can one-shot the Mismagius. We should be faster. Lilligant might be faster, but I might roll it anyway. Milotic won't be faster. But if we take any more... I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. If we take any more damage, it's over. So I'm just going to go all in on the Shadow Claw +6. Here we go. Shadow Claw +6. It's not enough, and we're going to have to take another Moonblast because of how beefy the Clefable is, and we lose some special attack, but that's fine. Oh, this is bad news. We're going to go ahead and finish the Clefable. The Rabambi got crit through its defenses. Mimikyu's basically dead. Can we one-shot the next Pokemon that comes down? Is that possible? It's Mismagius, so it does have a +1 speed boost. That's not an Omni boost, but it is a +1 speed. How fast is Mismagius normally? Mimikyu is pretty dang fast. Mimikyu is pretty darn fast. I'm willing to go in for the Shadow Claw. I'm willing. Please be faster. Oh, we're not faster, but it goes for Pain Split. It goes for Pain Split, and it heals us the absolute throw by listening. She absolutely threw. All she had to do was do Shadow Ball, right? Or Power Gem. The biggest toss in the world, if I'm not mistaken. And the Lilligant comes down. We have +6 attack. I think we just roll the Shadow Claw as well. We roll the Shadow Claw, or we go for the Z move. Do we go for the Twinkle? Because Lilligant is probably the most devastating. I'm going for the Z move. Lilligant's given us so much trouble. Okay, here we go. So the Teeter Dance comes down. If we break through this confusion, Mimikyu, The Lilligant goes down. You've got this. You've got this. You've got, oh my gosh, channel your inner Pikachu. You are loved. You are not a hideous, scary ghost hiding under the Pikachu. You are the Pikachu. You're dropping back for the Twinkle Tackle, coming in hot here, and you are avenging all of the Pokemon that this Lilligant has killed in this run and in the previous run. Absolutely. That was for the Koala Bear. Let's go. Beautiful stuff. Rabombi is bleeding out. We got the ice packs. We got the stretcher. The Milotic comes down. The Milotic comes down, and also Shadow Claw has a chance of critting. It is only 70 damage with stab for 105. Play Rough, however, goes to 135 after stab and has a chance to lower the attack, but it also has a 10% miss chance, which is just crippling. If we miss right here, if we vanilla wave for this, it's all over. So I think we lean into the Shadow Claw. It's probably going to take 2. Milotic potentially might miss Hydro Pump. We have a really high special defense. We might be able to live 1 Hydro Pump, maybe not. But I'm willing. I'm absolutely willing. Oh my god, we're still confused. Mimikyu, yes, do you believe? Do you absolutely believe? And it's not a crit, it's just enough damage. Unbelievable. This Mimikyu is popping off right now. Okay, so Beware comes down, and if I'm seeing this correctly, Beware has Hammer Arm and Takedown as well as Pain Split. So Pain Split would just heal us, I think, at this point because it has more HP. And we just go in for the super effective Play Rough, and I think this is GG unless we hurt ourselves. We are +6 Swords Dance, so if we hurt ourselves, this Mimikyu. Now, it does have Fluffy, so it tanks that no problem, and the Pain Split comes down, so it's actually going to win that little battle there, but that's it, and I do believe we break out of confusion and fade away with a Play Rough. No, we're still confused, but this Mimikyu does not care about your confusion. You can take it, and you can go. We're in Ultra Space here. This is GG. This is well played, and Lusamine goes down, and did we lose anybody? I don't think we lost anybody, and I still cannot believe the Miss Magius literally healed us instead of putting us down. I don't know what happened. It won the speed battle. It had a chance to clutch for Lusamine, and it blundered. It blundered worse than I have in this entire run, in this entire series. I am baffled. I am absolutely baffled, but my gosh, I will take that, and that's a pretty cool Pokeball, but I will absolutely take that. We lose no one to the +1 Lusamine team in Ultra Space. Beautiful stuff. And now we have to prepare for at least 2 more fights. We lose to the Gladion last time, so the next fight we have here, we actually lost in Wipe 2 and lost our first attempt. And then there is another rival fight, I believe. There might be more fights in between here in the Elite Four, but if I'm not mistaken, it might just be those 2 and then the Elite Four, and I am super excited for this. We've got the Mudsdale, we still have the Mimikyu and Rabombi, the Toucannon. We might be able to have a really strong 6 going into the Elite Four, barring any more tragedies. So let's buckle down. Let's really prepare for this Gladion fight coming up. But as far as this video goes, as always, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it, and I will catch you on the flip. Peace.